Welcome to the Winning Hand Podcast, the podcast about Marvel Champions, one card at a time. My name is Boom Guy. Thank you so much for watching and listening. And I am joined today, only one co-host today, the only one for me, my ride or die since season 1, Lazy Titan. What's up, man?
It's me. I'm here, as I have been for almost every episode of this podcast.
Yeah.
And I'm ready.
Yeah, you're here. Well, we're happy that you're here. I say we. I'm happy you're here. I mean, I don't. Yeah. I'm assuming.
Well,
the
I'm
also
assuming we
happy?
the people. So.
Yeah, I mean, do I represent the people? Do I speak on behalf of the people?
I think we do. I think we represent the people.
I think I speak on behalf of the people. This is the People's Podcast. This is episode 104. We are talking about Ever Vigilant today, protection card, which you know if you clicked on the title of it because, you know, spoilers in the title and all that. We have an email. We're continuing our journey through Boom Guy's email inbox. I have essentially stopped replying to emails, but I'm trying to read them instead. I've also kind of given up replying to YouTube comments. So if you're commenting on YouTube, I appreciate it. Thank you. It's helping the algorithm, but I just do not have the time in my day to respond to every single comment like I used to do. That was insane behavior. And since I'm actively trying to be less unhinged, I don't reply to every comment.
Arguably insane behavior. I thought it was insane behavior at the time. That is
completely unhinged.
Classically unsustainable practice that pretty much anyone who achieves any level of notoriety on the internet can tell you. You run out of you have too many people that you can't respond to all of them at like 200. Yep. Like it's just not possible to keep up. I'm shocked that you did it for this long.
Yeah, we are long past 200. Speaking of 200, though, we are trying to make a push towards 100. So if you were listening to this on Apple Podcasts, we are almost at 100 written reviews. So if you wouldn't mind dropping a few, that'd be dope. It's a nice little milestone. Get to 100. This is, that's a big number for us, right? 100 written reviews. Like, no other Champions podcasts have close to that many.
It's surprising we don't have more, given that it only takes 30 seconds. And you can do it in the time it takes you to make a cup of coffee or blend a smoothie.
I think if you added up 104 episodes plus all the runtime, how many 30-second increments do you think we'd have across all those?
I mean, if we just
podcasts?
averaged out real quick, right? We got at least 104 30-second segments. That means we can cut that down to what, 50 minutes?
Let's say let's say we do an hour.
We could probably cut together an hour of just us asking for reviews.
No, I mean, how many opportunities is what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Like of the 30-second increments.
That means you've had an hour to leave one review.
You have an hour. So how many 30-second increments are in an hour? 120?
120. Yeah.
So 120 times 104 is, I don't know, some amount of math that I don't know off the top of my head. But that's how many chances you've had. So, you know, if you wouldn't mind leaving a 5-star
That's how many chances you've had just while listening to this podcast. You live 24 hours a day. You've got so much time.
You can do it anytime, really. You don't have to do it only when you're listening.
Yeah, thousands of hours. Millions of hours for some of you.
Billions.
Billions, really.
It's really infinity.
Truly. We can't really know.
It's impossible to know. So let me ask you, Lazy Titan, have you seen the new Spider-Man movie?
I have not. I was planning on it.
I'm going to launch into some spoilers. No, I'm just kidding. No spoilers. I was going to ask you about it, but you haven't seen it. So, you know what does that? Have you seen The Odyssey?
I have seen The Odyssey. I did see The Odyssey.
Pretty good, huh? What'd you think?
I enjoyed it. I liked it quite a lot. I thought it was really cool. I mean, obviously, I know what happens, but I thought the twist of how, like, the message of the movie at the end, to not spoil for those who haven't seen it because it is fairly recent, but the twist of, like, changing the focus of the story onto a different message was very interesting, and I thought it was poignant.
Let me ask you this. If you were going to, without specific spoilers, it's very hard to spoil a 2,000-year-old poem. You people generally know. So if you were going to explain it to someone in like 4 sentences, how would you describe the Odyssey? The plot, the basic structure of it.
It is the story about someone, a man, in this case Odysseus, trying to get home while the gods try and stop him.
Wow.
While gods and man try and prevent him from getting home safely to his kingdom. And that's then, shenanigans ensue. Antics, even.
He's confronted, I would say, if we're going to add, because I said 4 sentences, you said 1. He's confronted with a series of obstacles.
Yes.
Now, I don't remember exactly how many obstacles he has, but sometimes I'm also faced with obstacles. Sometimes I'm faced with a series of, I don't know, let's say 5 obstacles.
Yeah.
Just to pick a number. And then as you overcome each one, you get some kind of reward, and then you go on to the next obstacle. And when you complete the 5th obstacle, you've completed all the obstacles, and you're done. Does that sound like anything that may be applicable to this game, Lazy Titan?
That may be applicable to this game? I mean, easy obstacles are villain phases.
I've just outlined the basic structure of a campaign box. There's 5 scenarios generally. You go through each one. You get to the end. Where I'm going with this, and what I want to ask you to jump off this podcast, 5-6 minutes in, whatever we are now. If you were going to take a Marvel Champions hero, you're going to take Odysseus out, and you're going to replace it with a Marvel Champions hero. Which hero do you think is best positioned to successfully complete all the labors that he went through? I don't say labors because I'm leading you towards Hercules, but I mean, all the things he had.
Which Marvel Champions hero?
Which hero
could make it home from Troy to Ithaca the safest and fastest?
Correct. Who are you taking? That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Or if you're Odysseus and you need one guy with you to get through, like
one guy with me,
who you bringing?
I think easy answer is Iron Man.
Okay, tell me why.
You first of all can fly, super easy. People,
if you spend a mental resource,
this is true. Which Odysseus I think has plenty of. He's quite intelligent.
That's fair. Yeah.
It is kind of well known that the journey from Troy to Ithaca in the actual world is not that far. It's actually quite close. For us, obviously, we are on like long ships, but like in cars, it's like a less than a day's trip. It's like very doable. Iron Man has GPS, has a map, will always know where he's going, can scan islands, check. Are there monsters here? Are there witches here? Double check, make sure everyone's good. You won't get lost. You're not going to get snuck up on. If you need to ditch everyone, he can just pick you up and fly you home in like 20 minutes. It solves all the problems that he has. You also have supplies because he can just like, that island doesn't have food on it. We'll skip it. Cool. The scanning and the GPS is just all he needs, really.
Next level. Yeah. That's
and
a
another
pretty good
genius,
shout.
Another genius intellect to keep Odysseus occupied as they, so that hopefully neither of them get wrapped up in a fit of ego or hubris and do something unintelligent.
Yeah, I feel like there's a number of options that are just bad.
Yes.
Like, for example, Spider-Man. Like, where's he going to web swing, right? Like, he's not super useful.
That is
I'm sure he's still got stuff going on.
Key limit of the character. Without skyscrapers, a little limited in his mobility. Still obviously can move. He's got super strength. He's got reaction times. He's smart.
But he's just less dynamic, I feel like, without the webs.
I think the Hulk is a bad one. Doesn't know where he's going. Doesn't care about where he's going. Will break the boat. Will sink it if he doesn't break it. He's good in a fight, but I just think you're not making it.
I'm gonna give you a dark horse here, okay? And see if you agree. As I thought about who would be like an awesome person to bring with, I thought about Rocket Raccoon.
Interesting.
As a dark horse. Let me tell you what, Rocket is small, so he fits on a ship, doesn't eat a lot, right?
Doesn't need a lot of
provisions
supplies.
last longer. He has some aerial ability, like if you get there. He is very crafty. So like he can, if you need something, he can build something, he can put it together. If you got a guy with a wooden leg on your boat, he can probably use that and build something. Glass
or
eye,
use it,
definitely
just take it because it's funny.
Or take it because it's funny, yeah. So I feel like Rocket would be like low key, kind of a good option. But if I'm picking like optimally, and I'm gonna pick someone who's just like gonna dominate it, I gotta pick Doctor Strange.
Yes, that was my second option.
Is the Sorcerer Supreme?
That was my number 2.
So he's just gonna crush it, and like whatever you need, he's got a spell for that. You know, like when Thanos threw a black hole at him, he just turned it into butterflies.
There's no situation where having not only just a wizard, but the greatest wizard in the universe, just with you, isn't a huge boost to whatever you're doing. Like, the greatest Doctor Strange is my number 2. I mean, he's a Sorcerer Supreme. He's the Supreme Sorcerer.
I mean, okay, but hang on. Now we got to do a quick anecdote or a quick tangent. Top 5 wizards of all time. I mean, I feel like you're throwing shade at Gandalf.
Well, he's in the universe. Gandalf's not in the universe. Okay, he's a separate thing. Okay, if we're talking top 5 wizards all time, Doctor Strange is on there.
Mr. Snape, he's a good wizard.
I think Dumbledore's on there. I think Gandalf is on there, not in terms of like power level, but we're talking in terms of the idea of a wizard is Gandalf. Like, everything about wizards has descended from Gandalf. He is the wizard of all time.
Dumbledore is just rip off Gandalf, and I will
Dumbledore is just rip off Gandalf, and I will agree. He's a great wizard in his universe. He's very cool. He's very influential, and I think there are parts of being a wizard that he hits. But if you're looking for the number 1 wizard, it's Gandalf is the blueprint. But I think about wizards actually a shocking amount. And I have a slightly different definition of wizardry, which I think Saruman fits.
So you're not thinking about ancient Rome. You're thinking about the Roman Empire. You're thinking about wizards.
I think about wizards all the time. I am constantly thinking about wizards. Saruman, I think, is the quintessential wizard in my mind. Because to me, a core part of being a wizard is hubris. It is that, like, constant search for power, constant need for knowledge that is just a little bit more than you can handle, and you're always looking for it. But Gandalf, he's kind of set. He knows all his magic. He's not like looking for ancient tomes. He does research, but he's not like looking for stuff. Saruman famously reaches a little too high, tries to make a deal with Sauron, tries to go a little too far, which is explained in the books. It never works out. He gets obviously thwarted by the heroes, but even if it doesn't, Sauron's not going to let him be like the greatest wizard next to him. He's gonna, because he's also a great wizard. He's gonna stop him from ascending. I think in that definition, I think Emperor Palpatine is a pretty dope wizard. It's a little unorthodox.
I thought you were gonna go Radagast, but you went Radagast. Emperor Palpatine
is up there. Emperor Palpatine is up there with greatest wizards. Machinations on point. Scheming next level. He's got powers. Sure. He does have lightning powers. He has some wizardly powers.
And force powers.
And force powers. He's got some magic. But in terms of like scheming, machinations, planning, genius, orchestrating, that's all very wizardly stuff. And I think Palpatine's up there.
Does that mean Yoda's a wizard?
I think the Jedi are kind of stand-ins for wizards. But again, I think Yoda doesn't have the hubris. He doesn't have the ego that you need to be a great wizard. Like Doctor Strange has the ego. That's part of in the movie. He's like, I don't believe in magic. It's whatever. I'm too smart for that. I know. And then as soon as he gets his hands on magic and understands that he believes in it, he immediately goes for the time stone. As soon as he learns magic, he's like, I'm going to learn the most powerful magic that I'm not allowed to learn. That's what I'm going to do. And he learns
then immediately gives it to Thanos.
Because he has that knowledge of he wants more always. That's a core part of wizards.
So who are you taking on a fight? Gandalf or Palpatine?
Gandalf or Palpatine? I take Gandalf. Personally.
You gotta take Gandalf.
I think I take Gandalf.
Gandalf wipes the floor with every wizard. I'm sorry.
Gandalf.
There's no wizard I wouldn't take.
I was actually going to say, I think Gandalf loses against Strange, or I think he beats Dumbledore. Any of like the classic wizards, Gandalf? I think he smokes though. Gandalf's powers are a little ill-defined, which helps him out. I think it's part of what makes it great. It's kind of a little ambiguous what he does. But generally it's just kind of whatever is needed. But I think Palpatine does not beat a Balrog, so I think we can safely say, because Gandalf also has the great fallback of if Palpatine wants to get into a scrap, if magic isn't working, he can just stab him. Gandalf also nasty with a sword.
I saw the movie.
Cut him in half. Yeah,
Broken.
He's nasty with that thing. He's surgical with that staff too.
Yeah, he goes hard with the sword.
He's got a lightsaber, sure. But if you're fist fighting, I take Gandalf. If it's magic, I take Gandalf. If it's weapons, I still take Gandalf.
All day, you take Gandalf.
He's up there with the top 5 wizards.
Saruman's a good shout. That's one of the things I feel like we're way off track here, but that's one of the things that the movies really didn't explore, right? In the books, that the Two Towers is the competition between Saruman and Sauron, and they're competing. And the movies paints them very much as like they're allied. They're going.
They're allies, but
I think if you read carefully in the movies, you can get a little bit like they're not quite aligned.
They're very opposed. They're on other sides of the world.
Two Towers because they're competing. There's the Two Towers. There's Isengard and there's Sauron, and they're like competing. Anyway, this is not a Lord of the Rings podcast or a wizardry podcast.
I will say though,
this is your first time here. Welcome.
Last thing on wizards, Saruman also a great pick because towers are very wizardly. Wizards got to have a tower. I feel like a good wizard has a tower. That's just kind of part of the whole.
But I feel like Gandalf is the archetype of all wizards. Like he established the archetype of wizards.
So the hat is the wizard
the cloak,
hat. That's where that's
the beard, the whole thing is Gandalf.
Hat,
like
cloak,
the
beard,
staff.
That's
the
all
older
Gandalf.
White guy, it's all Gandalf.
That's all Gandalf.
So Lord of the Rings established kind of high fantasy as a genre.
I think in terms of the quintessential fantasy wizard, it is obviously Gandalf. He's got every single. He ticks all the boxes because they were made after him.
So top 5 wizards, Gandalf is one. I'm sorry,
Gandalf is, I think, number one wizard. I think.
Yeah.
He's got also a consistent color theme. Like wizards usually have a consistent color. Like all the Harry Potter wizards do that. They all wear one color, head to toe, because that's Gandalf. He's Gandalf the Grey. That's his thing.
Goat wizard, Gandalf.
Goat wizard of all time.
And I will hear nothing to the contrary. Email me, winninghandpodcast@gmail.com if you want to get in an argument about who's the best wizard, but it's Gandalf. Spoiler alert.
It is Gandalf.
Okay, let's get into a listener email before we talk about what we've been playing recently. So here's the email. It says, "Hello, Boom Guy, Lazy Titan, and Andy R." Andy R is not here today.
Rip.
He is on a short hiatus. He'll be back soon. But he has things going on, so he may miss a few episodes, but he'll be back soon. It says, "First, I want to say thank you for putting in the time and effort to produce so many enjoyable listening moments. You guys are the best. I tried to leave a 5-star review today, but the system reminded me I already had, and then I remembered how it had taken me less than 30 seconds to leave a 5-star review. During your recent episode on Cameo, Boom Guy pointed out how time spent sleeving a card can be used to study its language and referred to folks who don't sleeve as monsters. I'm one of those monsters. Before discovering Champions, I didn't know card sleeves existed, but 15 years ago, I would have been fully on board. I was an amateur book collector who bought Mylar by the roll. At some point, my thinking switched, and it all felt itchy and overwhelming. I sold most of my book and record collection, tossed the plastic, and never looked back. It was surprising to learn how strongly folks feel about this. I used to share photos from interesting game states on Reddit, but the comments almost all zeroed in on the unsleeved cards. They made it pretty clear how they felt, and I stopped sharing photos. But I do have sleeves. There's a local playgroup I'm teaching the game to who are used to sleeving from years of playing Magic the Gathering, so I sleeve the decks I build for them. And it's all true, sleeved cards look great and feel great. It's just not for me, at least for now. Please know that monsters like me still love this game. I have a complete collection and play almost every day. And perhaps, most importantly, I'm a real one. Thanks again. Long live the Red King, Michael.
Thank you.
Bunch of interesting things in there. So he says he's a real one. And for those of you who are not familiar with this long-running bit or gag that we have about real ones, it started when we shifted to YouTube. That was like,
who knows?
I don't know, episode 50, late 40s, early 50s.
Something.
We began to, we were always on YouTube from the start, but then we shifted to video. So like
video.
At the start, it was just our audio podcast with a little overlay of the thumbnail. Then we went to YouTube for video. So if you're watching this on YouTube now, you can see my face. You're welcome. And Lazy Titan's also here. I'm sorry. It balances out. But anyway, so we started this gag of like, you know, around episode 48 or 50, whatever it was. If you were just joining in to watch the video, you were a new one. And if you listened, you were a real one. So that's kind of a gag. If you're new here, That's what that means. We are primarily, and have always been, and will always continue to be, primarily an audio podcast. We do have video if you want to watch us talking, and you can see my by the same token boards. I have a Captain Kirk little standee up here, and I have a picture of my cat and a little Vision action figure up there behind me. So lots of stuff to look at, but the real ones only listen.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the bit. I more seriously, like, I just like listening to audio podcasts. I don't like YouTube. I don't like watching YouTube very much. I don't like the ads on YouTube. Hopefully there's no ads on my channel because I have not monetized it to avoid that for you all, because I'm a man of the people.
Of course.
But you're also welcome to watch. But the bulk of our audience is on the listening, the audio side.
So I guess, there's a little fun in that. If you're one of the new ones, you're in the minority. So, something cool about that. It's a little exclusive.
Yeah.
It's not exclusive. I mean, anyone can do it, but not everyone does.
I mean,
Just
the
like
bit does
reviews.
disparage new ones a little bit, right? It does.
A little bit.
We poke fun at new ones a little bit, like you just got here. But some of the new ones have been listening all along. They just prefer to listen on YouTube. Okay, so then he also talks about how he used to share photos on Reddit, and they zoomed in on his unsleeved cards. That is because Reddit is toxic and very negative.
Because that's an evil place, yeah.
I'm sure there are nice people on Reddit, in all seriousness. I don't like Reddit. I quit the platform a couple years ago. I used to post our episodes there. I quit because there's just like a lot of negativity there, and I didn't particularly enjoy it. So we're not there anymore. Okay, what he's actually talking about is sleeves, however. So
the real meat and potatoes is the issue.
Yeah. So where do you stand on sleeving, Lazy Titan? Just generally, before we talk about champions, how do you feel about sleeving?
I am a sleeve cards guy. If I'm gonna play cards, I will sleeve them. I'm not a sleeve my whole collection guy. I myself, I love Magic. I don't have every card sleeved. I keep like my decks and like cards I play sleeved. Yeah, that part of that is like I have so many, and it's just so much plastic. It also, my current storage solution, it like throws off the whole thing because it's kind of like just wide enough for a card and like just tall enough. So if I were to sleeve it, it wouldn't fit. So then I have to buy a new whole storage solution. And now we're talking about hundreds of dollars of
crazy
organizing. It's just not worth it. So I'll sleeve cards when I play them and when they're in a deck. And then whenever I switch them out, so I have 100 sleeves because I mostly play Commander. It'd be like 100 cards, 100 sleeves, and then those sleeves are just that deck. And then cards will trade in and out as they go. So I'm not a whole, like, sleeve your whole collection thing. Up to you. For a game like Champs where you're going through those cards a little more, I can see it. I probably would for Champs just because. But I haven't gotten around to it, don't really do it. In terms of sleeving cards that you play with, I'm there. I'm all for that. I think if you don't sleeve cards, I was a little bit of two minds of it, right? Because the origin of sleeving is to protect the value of cards, right? It's to protect, because cards like Magic, some cards can be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars, but even realistically, some cards are worth $25. You don't want to just like bend it to like lose that. Like, this is worth money. And a lot of
your little Cheeto fingers on it.
Yeah, a lot of part of the, especially a game like Magic and Standard, or like games with rotations like that, you were buying a deck, building it, and then you're trading it away to then buy the next new deck and like kind of keep the rotation going. That's kind of part of it. So you want to maintain the value. That's all a thing. And when this game was all in print and new, I was like, who cares? If you bend your Drax card, just go buy another one. It doesn't matter. Now that it's like going out of print and we're going to more of like a cyclical kind of like, now that we have the environments, I would recommend sleeving your cards to protect them for as long as possible, because stuff like Captain America is well out of print. You're not like, those early heroes are hard to get. They're hard to replace if you break them.
They're impossible to replace now.
They will only become more and more difficult to find and replace as they go on. So I would sleeve all the cards for things that aren't easily accessible, and then while you're there, you might as well. Now that it's becoming more limited.
Yeah, I think I'm with you for the most part. I definitely am a sleever. I've become a sleever over time. I think for a game like this that I play a lot, that goes on for a long time, even if you're not worried about value, like over time the cards just degrade, right? Like they just they get dirty, they get bent, their edges get a little roughed up.
Moving around, shuffling them.
Yeah, like that's difficult. I also think they're easier to pick up with sleeves on, like off the table, and they're easier to shuffle. I find
much easier to shuffle.
Just like
shuffling's more fun.
Together.
It's easier.
Yeah, feels good.
It's faster. It's also, like I said, easier to move them around. Easier to like have them in your hand. They don't get like. I mean, obviously they're protected. So like, I mean, if you're at the con, someone's maybe just gonna spill a drink. And, like, it's not their fault, but it's just going to happen. Somebody's going to spill a drink, or you're eating some of the concession food, drop some ketchup on your cards. Like, it'll just happen.
Wild.
It has happened. I've spilled water on cards. Like, as hard as you try, it will inevitably happen, whether you or you're going to be made up and someone else does it, even if you were perfect. So just, like, when that happens, it being like, ooh, clean it up, but not like, well, I guess I'm not playing today. Like, that's just...
Yeah.
That kind of sucks.
Yeah, I sleeve mostly. I used to sleeve like all board games and stuff. I kind of stopped doing that, becoming obsessive about it. If it's a game I'll play a lot, maybe. When I was into Star Wars Unlimited for the first couple sets, it was kind of like you described with Magic. Like I would sleeve only when I played them. They were like in just storage, and then I'd pull them out and sleeve them. I would sleeve from the get-go like cards that were valuable. If I pulled a valuable card, I would drop that into a little random sleeve. Just so it's protected in my storage solution. But that was only like rares and legendaries and stuff. I'm not in SWU anymore, as fun as it was. But so for this game, I sleeve everything. I open the precon, I sleeve them all right away. That means I just have a million copies of Energy, Genius, and Strength sleeved.
Boom Guy's
that means
cards
all my copies of Invulnerability
see human hands one time before they are sleeved.
Some of them are just...
They are graced by the human hand one time, and then placed in a sleeve, and never again.
Only once. I have gone back as storage has become a little tighter, and I have unsleeved and removed some cards that I don't really use. So there's a bunch of copies of Energy, Genius, and Strength.
40 copies of Energy or whatever. Yeah,
I unsleeved a bunch of them and put them into like long-term storage. Didn't get rid of them. I also unsleeved and put in a long-term storage all the campaign cards. Because I don't play campaigns, that's not for me. So I unsleeve them all and move them out. So little things like that I just don't need. But overall, I sleeve them all. I find them more enjoyable to engage with and touch it beyond the like protective aspect. So that's me. I like sleeves.
I'm a sleeve guy. I'd recommend sleeves, especially for this game now that it's becoming more scarce. Any game that you're trying to protect its value, or if it becomes scarce, I would do it. But if you're I know people who play Magic and like they're just wild cards, man. They'll just pull their deck out of their pocket in a rubber band, slap it on the table, shuffle it like a bicycle deck of cards, and just start playing. And I'm just like looking at them, counting the value of the cards I'm seeing them play, and just like, hey man, if you don't care, good for you. Like
some of us were raised like Mowgli, apparently,
just don't care.
In the Jungle Book. But yeah, I think last thing before we go on sleeves, do you have like a sleeve that you like? I'm a Dragon Shield guy. I do Dragon Shield.
You're a Dragon Shield guy. I'm an Ultra Pro Mat guy. That's my preferred sleeve for Magic. I've only ever once double sleeved a deck. It's my my most valuable. I started adding cards to it and then realized it was kind of an insane amount of money in there, and I was like, I'm just gonna double, just make sure. That is not necessary. You don't need to do that. But
it's not necessary.
Ultra Pro Mats, I like them. They're just nice little sleeves. The Dragon Shields are fine. I just find the sharp corners on those like kind of hurt a little bit if you're shuffling too many things or you're sleeving too many cards.
Sometimes
it gets snagged on playmat. Like it's a little thing. It's whatever. I generally don't go for anything with like designs on the back, because I did that when I first like started sleeving Magic, and they just peel off a lot of the time. I assume sleeves are better now. That was years ago. I assume sleeves are better now, and it can be done. But generally, I'm just anything with a design on the back. I like my sleeves clean, and so they just like look nice. But I feel like a lot of time they either break or they chip or it peels off or it ends up getting damaged. It doesn't look right because it is a protective case after all. So I just go for a clean color. I like to keep all my cards the same color. If I have a deck, it's in one color sleeve. Pretty easy.
Yeah, I use Dragon Shield mats. So I use the clear classics for double-sided cards, and then I use mats for everything else. It can create issues if you're proxying. If you're home printing or anything that doesn't have a genuine back, it can become an issue because you can see through. They're opaque but translucent to a degree, like you can see.
That's what we
the
have
other thing.
90 copies of Energy for it.
I've seen people use colored sleeves, and colored sleeves are cool. But the issue I have with colored sleeves, the reason I went with mats is because long term, this game is now almost 7 years in. Like colors change, colors go out of stock.
Yep.
Like Dragon Shield matte clears are just the one that I think will most likely always be in stock at every store and is the cheapest. Like,
it's like white
even
paper.
if you get orange for encounter cards and blue for the other ones, the blue changes subtly. Like then you have a different color blue all of a sudden.
Yeah. Or they just stop making it. They just change the color.
Stop making that
like,
blue, make a new blue.
Yeah, like it's like
you gotta be careful.
Paper, you're always gonna be able to find. The clears, you're just always gonna have those. As long as there are card sleeves to buy, you will find Dragon Shield clears. That's just what they are.
All right, let's go on to the card of the day, Mr. Lazy Titan. Here is the card that we have. The card of the day is Ever Vigilant. So, would you please read the card for us, and then we'll talk about it.
So, Ever Vigilant is a 2-cost protection event that has the traits Aerial and Skill. It says play only if your identity has the Aerial trait, and then it has a hero action, ready your hero, and remove 2 threat from the main scheme. And then, because we have 2 separate arts for this card, we have 2 separate flavor texts. So for the original, we'll describe the art later, but for the original, it says, I feel like I've got the whole weight of the world on my shoulders, from Captain Marvel. And then the new X-Men variant is, I do everything like a hawk, Archangel.
Yeah, in some ways we have 2 arts here. We have a real one, and we have a new one.
New one. I would, a parallel even.
Yeah, so let me say off the rip, the original of this came in the Star-Lord pack. And the second version, can you guess what pack it came in, Lazy Titan?
I'm going to guess Angel.
You are correct, sir. It came in Angel. So this card came out in the Star-Lord pack, as I mentioned. And when that came out, he is the 18th hero to release. Okay? There's 64 now.
Damn.
So he's the 18th hero to be released. At that point, can you guess how many aerial heroes there were?
It was Strange, Iron Man, Captain Marvel, Star-Lord, Rocket.
Okay, so let's see. Captain Marvel in the core set, right?
Iron Man
and
in the core
then
set.
Iron Man. And then Thor, Strange. Oh, Wasp.
Wasp could get it. And then Star-Lord and Rocket are 2.
So the Rocket. Okay, so there was actually 7.
7.
I'm
Just off the top of my head.
incorrect.
I don't think anybody else can fly
7 out of
there.
18.
Yeah, I think that's it. Because we hadn't. Do we have Adam Warlock yet?
We did not.
Okay.
He was in the next wave. So
Who's the next wave?
then by the time the second one comes out, there are 46 heroes. So by the time Angel comes out, there are 46 heroes. And at that point, there are only 14 of them that can get aerial. Unless my math is wrong.
I mean, judging by the first one, I'm going to guess it is. But
the original 7. Okay, so then let's add. So the original 7, then after Star-Lord, we have...
After Star-Lord, Adam Warlock.
Spectrum. No, Adam Warlock can't get aerial.
Oh,
Adam
he
Warlock
can't?
cannot get aerial.
Interesting.
Spectrum.
Okay. So then
War Machine.
Spectrum, War Machine,
Valkyrie.
Vision, Valkyrie.
Nova. Ironheart. Spider-Ham.
Ironheart.
A bunch of them in a row.
Spider-Ham. Yeah, they just cranked him out.
Then that's
I
it.
don't think Miles can. I don't think Gwen can.
Oh, Phoenix can get it.
Phoenix
and Storm.
can get it. Obviously, Angel,
Rogue.
Storm, Rogue. Yeah.
I don't know how many that is. My math
That's
may be
11
wrong.
more. So we're at 18 already.
Okay, so we went
plus we throw
so
on.
there's 18, 7 out of 18 the first time, and then there's 18 out of 46 the second time.
Yeah, some rough math.
That's not a lot.
No.
Fewer than half. So
Fewer than half.
40% or something?
It feels like it's a pretty common keyword. I feel like I'm...
well, I thought it was uncommon, and then I started looking at it, and I thought it was more common than I thought, and now I realize that, I don't know, my math is wrong or something, and it's more common than even I thought. So, we have fewer than half the heroes that can take advantage of this card.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's talk about the art. The original art is just straight up amazing. It's awesome. I love this art. I think this is
awesome.
Some of the best art I've seen in a card in a while. It is Captain Marvel. You see her from the back. She's kind of floating, and in front of her is the Earth. And you can see the planet, this whole outline. It's kind of look like, it's almost like an eclipse or something. There's like light coming from behind
Backlit.
She's just like lit up, floating, looking down at the Earth.
South America.
Awesome.
She's looking at just like basically the Americas, that side of the world, just kind of like floating there, just observing. It's really cool. The colors are really nice. She's kind of like lit up, just to kind of like show. I think it's super great. Spoiler,
really, really
I think it's better in pretty much every way than the X-Men version.
100%.
It is just, it's better. It's more thematic. I think it's more interesting. It's just great. But the X-Men version,
that's the case for most of these reprints. Most of the X-Men reprints, I like the art worse.
The X-Men reprint, just to describe it, looks. I would guess that's Xavier's school for the Gifted.
It looks like it. Yeah, that's my assumption.
I believe it's the X-Men mansion, the school, and just Archangel flying overhead. Nice blue sky day, a little bit of clouds. That's pretty much it. It's just a house from underneath. You're kind of looking up at Angel or Archangel as he flies over. That's the art.
Yeah. So the original Ever Vigilant with Captain Marvel came from Avengers Volume 1, number 689 from 2018. So
okay,
that was a little while ago. But I guess 2018 is not that long ago, right? I mean,
it's 8 years ago now.
And then the second one has custom art by Ario Anindito and Annalisa Leone. So,
obviously, no shade to them. The art is good.
It is functional.
It's functional. It's
it
well done.
Flying.
I just think whatever writing prompt they were given is a little lackluster. I think it's a little. Good. I don't know if they were trying to go for like a more down to earth version, because the other one is very cosmic. It's very Guardians themed, of like space and all that. So maybe they were trying to go for a more down to earth, literally version. I just think you could have done that more interestingly. But I again don't think that's their fault. I think whatever writing prompt they were given just wasn't super interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've done a few of these where there's an X-Men version and a non-X-Men version, like Toe-to-Toe comes to mind, and Even the Odds comes to mind is the other one that we've done. Is there another one that we've had that has a second
team building exercise
issue? Team building exercise is another one. What else do we have that had a... I think that might be it.
I think that's all the ones that we've done.
Yeah, that we've talked about. I think that's the only other one I could think of. And I think in every single one of those cases, I prefer the original art over the X-Men art.
Generally, yeah. I often do.
I'm not going to say X-Men are bad, but I'm not going to say they're not bad.
I feel like the X-Men arts are just a little less thematic, generally.
Interesting. Yeah.
Because I think because the X-Men are so big, I would bet that the idea was to focus more on the X-Men and less about like the theme of the card. They were like, oh, we have Ever-Vigilance, an aerial event, it needs to have Angel or Archangel on it. Like, let's show Angel. Whereas like the original was like, oh, we want to show a superhero guarding the world, or like being on watch.
Okay, so then let's talk about how good this card is, LT. Or no, let's talk about the theme of this card. Excuse me. Let's talk about how thematic it is. Ever Vigilant. I mean, it feels like this is of course what it should do. It readies you.
Because you're
and
always
it
ready.
Removes threat from the main scheme, which is like, foiling the evil plan is like the thematic extension there, right? So it feels like you're foiling the plan, you're watching, you're taking, and you're also readying yourself. Like that's just
getting ready, you're thwarting and getting ready for the next thing. I think that's great theme for Ever
Super
Vigilant.
Theme. Yeah.
My only theme drop for this card is why is it Ariel?
Well, because you're higher up, right? You can watch things a little better.
But the card isn't called like Watchful Eye or like eyes in the sky or something. It's called Ever Vigilant.
There's one called Eyes in the Sky.
Daredevil is Ever Vigilant. Spider-Man is Ever Vigilant. Arguably.
Well, Daredevil can get aerial. So.
Can he?
He can.
Well, at the time, we didn't know that. Okay? To be fair. And at the time this first one was made, I promise you they didn't either. That was even that was too long ago for the design ideas.
Let me just go ahead and pick a few nits here. The aerial keyword.
Pick some nits.
I am continually flummoxed by the aerial keyword.
It is because generously given out.
At some point, it feels like it's flying. And I think we've talked about this before. I don't remember what card we talked about. But Spider-Ham, it can be aerial.
But Spider-Man cannot?
Can be aerial. Why can these characters be aerial? Why can Adam Warlock not be aerial?
Yeah, I mean, Daredevil is crazy. I haven't looked at that too much. I didn't realize he didn't have that. Or he did.
Yeah, he can.
Daredevil getting aerial
turn his billy club to his hand to give him aerial for the face.
Feels like jumping the shark a little bit. Feels like we've now changed the definition of aerial to be someone who can, like, get airborne and do tricks high up.
Iceman can be aerial. I think we talked about in that deep dive. Why is Iceman aerial?
Even when he's aerial, he doesn't leave the ground. It's because he's sliding into the sky. Is that aerial? Would we count that? I don't. I think if you came to a flying competition and built a ramp and ran on it, I don't think you'd get very far. You know, I think
you're disqualified.
I think you're
like
disqualified.
Hulkling's defense event.
I think Hulkling's defense event. I think you get DQ'd because I don't think that's flying. So aerial then can't mean flying because Spider-Ham doesn't fly.
Yes.
Daredevil literally can't fly at all. He just has like a grappling hook. Are we giving Batman aerial? Like that's the level we're at now?
Here's the thing. If Daredevil can be aerial, why can't Spider-Man be aerial?
Why can't Spider-Man? Why can't Gwen? Why can't Miles?
The same amount of aerialness as Daredevil does, right? Like
Miles,
he web swings into the sky.
All the spiders could be aerial.
Spider-Ham is aerial, then why aren't the rest of them aerial?
Why aren't the rest of them? Why aren't... I mean, Adam Warlock, the argument I can see is he's not in the air. He's floating through space. Feels pretty similar to me.
He can come to Earth.
He can come to Earth.
Feels pretty... Fly? No.
Feels pretty similar. If it's flying, I mean, Iron Man has to pay for it, sure. Ironheart has it. War Machine has it. Yeah, okay,
the
they can fly.
Thing is dumb. I don't like aerial.
Some people have it built in. That's pretty obvious. But some people who can fly naturally don't have it built in, like Captain Marvel. But Spectrum does, and Angel, yeah, that's his whole thing. But there's characters who can fly who don't have it built in.
I feel like Scarlet Witch flies around all the time, but
Scarlet Witch is constantly floating around. Yeah, she's. I mean, I don't know if she's like flying. She's usually just like floating down to places. I don't feel like she's not flying through the air like Superman style.
I would argue it's more than Spider-Ham.
More than Daredevil.
More than Daredevil.
More than Daredevil, who just
feel like we've jumped the shark
a rope. I feel like this is the jumping of the shark. It was a little ambiguous before.
Yeah.
Of like, it's kind of just whoever can get high up. And Spider-Ham, he's a cartoon character, so... Sure.
Maybe.
If you want to say it's not his web warriorness and maybe he just smelled a really good pie and he's floating along, sure. We'll call it that. He's got aerial. Yeah, sure. It's Spider-Ham. But he was an April Fool's joke. Okay. Daredevil feels like...
Come on.
Matt Murdock feels like just a little bit too far. You took like the grounded, like not powerless, but like the grounded, like gritty New York superhero and we're just like, he can fly.
He has aerial.
Sure.
This is where I think we need a different keyword.
Because all the aerial cards...
Aerial now needs to mean something else.
I think the criteria has to be, if I'm looking at an aerial card and the person who has the keyword can't do that, off the list. Even if we take the X-Men definition. Daredevil, not doing what Archangel's doing here. He's not flying over the X-Men mansion. Not happening. Spider-Ham also can't do it. That's fine. War Machine totally could. That's great.
Yeah. I just
Echo,
feel like we...
Not flying.
It meant flying.
It meant flying because it was Captain Marvel and Iron Man. That was the core set. That was the beginning.
Okay.
And then it was Thor. Thor, Thor flies with his hammer.
Strange.
Thematic. So his hammer
also
gets him fly. Yep. His cape lets him fly. Sure. Wasp, wings. Easy.
Okay, wings.
Star-Lord, jet boots. Rocket, jetpack. Cool. It's flying. Then we got Spectrum, still flying. War Machine.
Flying.
It was flying until Spider-Ham. Spider-Ham was the first jumping of the shark.
Spider-Ham
was the original.
Get aerial?
It was the original, like, for real? Like, oh, okay, sure.
But I feel like we let it slide because it's a cartoon.
Because it's a cartoon. The Web Warrior thing is close.
Whatever.
And
it's
then
hot
they've been
dogs
good.
and
We've gotten
it's all good fun.
Angel and Falcon and like some pretty even
Those are
ones.
flying characters.
I think this is the bridge. I think this is the point of no return. It's like Ariel is now just whoever we feel like justifying it
Can
for.
you use a billy club to swing high in the air of New York City? Then you have Ariel.
But
Unless you're
Spider-Man can't.
Spider-Man cannot
Spider-Man
get Ariel.
can't do that. The same city, same idea, but better.
Okay, this podcast is not a referendum on the Ariel keyword. If you want to talk about that, WhinningHandPodcast@gmail. If you make it nice, I might read it on the air. Or hit me on Discord, people's server. We can always chat there. Ever Vigilant is just a good card.
It's a good card.
Aerial stuff aside, if I am playing an aerial hero on protection, this is almost an auto include. Like, this is an incredible card.
Unless you're doing a deck that specifically doesn't care about thwarting at all, like a Drax.
Or readying.
If you're just playing like a readying based hero,
but
you're going for it. No hero's going to turn down a ready.
If Drax could play aerial, he would play this.
Yeah, probably. He probably.
I mean, the only reason he doesn't is because he's aerial. I mean, I struggle to think of an aerial protection deck where I do not include this. Like, this is almost an auto include for me.
Yeah, I mean it's a ready.
It's incredible.
Protection likes to ready. Flying heroes have stats. They want to use them,
including Daredevil.
Yep, for some reason. But yeah, I feel like it's pretty much an auto include in any deck that can play it. Which I guess is the argument for locking it to a trait. Is Ariel the trait? Who knows?
Have you seen the meme of The Office where, corporate asks you to identify the difference in these two pictures?
Yes.
And then Pam says, these are the same pictures. So imagine Daredevil and Falcon.
Yes, these are the same
picture.
thing.
This is the same picture.
But Pam's face is the Ariel keyword.
Yep, this is the same picture.
This is the same picture. It's the same thing. Aside
Daredevil
from that,
being Ariel is outrageous.
I think that's crazy. I think it is
outrageous.
Very good. This card is extremely powerful. It's very useful. It's not by any means broken, but I think it's just a very solid effect for a very good cost that anyone who can get away with it wants to do. It's just really solid.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's just very few characters who wouldn't want this, right? Who can be Ariel. Most of the Ariel characters have like a good stat that you want to use.
Everyone has a 2 in something.
Threat, it is somewhat limited. It has to be the main scheme. That means if there's a crisis anywhere in play, this does not work.
But a lot of heroes want to ready more anyway. Some people will just play with the crisis out because who cares? Just get a ready. 2-cost ready is just good.
And it is not the cost to remove it from the main scheme. So if there's crisis, you can still ready. I mean, you're paying 3 effective resources for a ready. That's a little steep.
A little bit, but if you want a ready, like, it's useful. It's good to have. There's no ready. I mean, this does have a trait lock, but all readies have either some kind of cost to it. You have like, what doesn't kill me is the other equivalent, but that's still a resource requirement, and you have to be able to heal. Yep. So like, those are 2 things, or like reboot and limitless stamina require you to have a keyword or a trait or a number of hit points. Like, there's limits to readying. Just being able to ready for free is not a thing people have. That's not.
We talked about what doesn't kill me. We also talked about repurpose. So we have talked about 3 cards in protection that ready you at this point in episode 104. Do you have one that you like more than others?
I'm a What Doesn't Kill Me fan, mostly because of my Drax bias.
So good.
Healing you and readying you for 2 cost is so good. The physical resource requirement is so much less limiting than Ever Vigilant. It's still a limit. It still does mess you up sometimes, but it's so much less of a problem. And like I said, I'm a Drax enjoyer. I like that kind of bruiser style, even if I'm playing Thor, even if I'm playing Hulk, Drax, any of those kind of style bruiser characters. Healing and readying is what you want to do anyway. If I'm playing Thor, probably both in there, because Ever Vigilant's also a Thor card. So you just want to ready. You just want to be doing stuff. And if you want to ready, you want to ready. So this is just a way to do that.
Yeah, and you remove a little threat along the way, like removing threat
free
from the main
bonus money
is always good, right? Yeah. Okay, so the power level of this card, I think it's just really good. I mean, I think it's borderline auto include. If you're running an aerial character in protection, like, you're gonna run this.
I don't know if it's an auto include. I think it's very good. I think now we have enough cards that there is an argument to not play it, right? There's enough protection cards that if you're playing a protection hero, even if you're Ariel and you want to have 40 cards, you could easily build a deck without this card. It's not like required for the thing to function, but like you're never going to be mad about it. Like even Star-Lord is fine with this. He's got 3 thwart. Like that's okay. He'll take it. I think when it came out at the time, it was like, yeah, if I'm playing Thor, Star-Lord, Rocket Protection, I'm playing it originally. It's just super good. But now that we have more options, it could be argued to not play it. I think generally it's just a really good, solid card that is always useful. This effect is never bad.
Yeah, we've talked about readying, and I am on record saying that readying your hero is like the most fun thing to me in the whole game.
It's awesome.
It's just really fun. Even if it is not the most efficient thing, it's just fun to ready and do stuff as your hero. That is like the power fantasy, right? Like events are cool, but just readying is just so satisfying and fun.
It's so fun.
Outside of drawing cards, it's the most fun you can do in the game. Like, and that's why Cryokinetic Perception is like my most favorite card in the entire game. It is drawing cards, and it is also maybe a ready, which you get there through like this gambling mechanic, which is just incredible. All the dopamine, all at once in my brain. It's so good.
Unless you draw a non-Iceman card, then it sucks. But
it's still drawing cards.
True.
And you get the gambling. You have a little bit of a letdown. You don't ready, but this is just so good. All right, so fun factor. How fun is this, Lazy Titan?
I mean, I think we just touched on it. Readying is fun. And readying, I think if you're playing this in a hero like Star-Lord, who like doesn't really care about readying, and you're just like, oh, it's 3 more thwart because I have 3 thwart. Sure, it's good. Then it's like fun because you just paid 2 for 5 threat, or 2 for 2 and 2, or 2 for 2 and 3, depending on your stats. But if you're playing someone like Thor, or like, I don't know, like one of those 14 hit point, or even like one of the more bruisers, like Angel even. Like if you're an Archangel, you just want to swing, and like readying is fun. If you're doing it, every subsequent ready is more fun. So if you ready once, it's cool. If you ready again, it's even better. If you ready again, it's even better because you're just watching your stats compound and add up, and it's so fun. And so like you can play this card twice in a turn. It's only 2. If you draw an extra card, you can play easily 2 of these, which means you're thwarting for 4 off the main scheme, and you're getting 3 activations out of your hero, or a defense and 2 more. Like just great stuff. It's so good. It's super fun, and it's also, like I said, it's never bad. It's always good. You can always find a way to use your basic activation again, because there's always a villain to punch. There's always somebody to punch, or there's some side scheme that requires you to exhaust yourself to get rid of, or there's some ability that, like, I don't know, this villain has an equipment you can exhaust himself and take an encounter card to get rid of, or whatever. There's something you can do with your activation, and that's just another way to use it. It has no setup requirements. It's just super good, super playable. You can always use it, which is just the best.
Well, it does have some setup requirements. If you're playing Captain Marvel, if you're playing Thor, if you're
playing someone who doesn't have built-in Ariel,
Iron Man. Like there are actually only 3 characters are printed Ariel.
Thor is not printed, but gets it immediately.
Thor and Nova are the 2 that I'll
get it on
say
demand.
Are not printed, but basically printed, right?
For the effects of this card.
Turn 1, you can get them out.
The first card you play in every game of Thor and Nova is you're going to play your hammer and your helmet like this.
So it's 5 characters out of 64 that can play this out of the bat. So I do think there is some downside to including this. Like I played Captain Marvel recently in Protection, and if you get this before you get her upgrade, like it kind of sucks. Like it's dead card, right? You can't do anything with it. So I do think there is some setup. I'll push back a little bit on that one. Most of the heroes that can use this do require something in play. There's a cape, or there's a gem, or there's a
horse,
whatever,
or a cloak, or whatever.
Something. So that is like there's some risk to including it and not being able to use it. Like Doctor Strange loves this card, but if his cape is after the 3 copies of this, it means you're not going to see it to your second deck pass, and then it's just second deck pass.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of a risk to it. Most characters that have Ariel have pretty easy access to it, or it's a card you're already looking for. And it's obviously great whenever you have it. I think this card's super fun.
This card's super fun. I agree. So why don't we hit some final thoughts, Lazy Titan? Do you want to go first or
final
second?
Thoughts?
Oh, go ahead.
I will go first, but before we do that, I have a final question, because I thought of this when we were talking about the fact that this card has 2 arts. what card, aside from the basic resources, do you think we are going to get a third art for first?
Ooh, there isn't one, right? That has 3
There's
arts.
no triple art card except for Energy and Genius because they got the X-Men and the Maria Hill ones. But what do you think is going to get a third copy the first?
So here's what I think. I think it has to be a card that was printed early. That is before the X-Men, because the X-Men got all the second art. So it would need to be a card that had its second printing during the X-Men times. Because then the third printing could come later with Defenders or whatever the heck is coming
Whatever's next. Yeah.
There hasn't been one. So they just reprinted Powerful Punch with Echo. But that did not come out during the Mutants. So
its first
I'm
printing
going to
was in the
say,
Mutants, I believe.
I'm going to say something like, I'm going to say Toe-to-Toe. Okay. I think Toe-to-Toe is a card that I could definitely see coming back for another printing.
It's generic enough. Anybody wants to fight and get hit is on that list.
Like, it's just a solid card. It's not overpowered. It's not underpowered. I think it's like just where you want it to be. And there will be heroes like, that care about getting punched, like Luke Cage, or I don't know if they ever do a reprint of Hulk or whatever, like that. In the future. Like Ghost Rider, right? I mean, he might be one who wants to taunt you into fighting, so that could be one. The other one,
I know my answer.
Taunt?
Taunt is on the same idea, same list.
Yeah, it could get a third one. So, but I'm going to stick with my first. I'm going to stick Toe-to-Toe as my first. The second art of Taunt is just so much better. But go ahead. What's your call?
I am going to say Deft Focus.
Ooh,
I think Deft Focus is
good.
It got reprinted with Angel, I believe.
It
was first with Doctor Strange, came with Angel, and I think in a couple years when we get another super team, whether it's Fantastic Four or the Midnight Suns or whoever, any other super team, because we've gotten 2 waves in a row of like low superpower people of like Daredevil and Jessica Jones, and before that we had the Shield wave. Like there were superpowers in there, but it was a lot of like regular people with tech or something. But I that would be my bet. I think when we get F4 or Midnight Suns or one of those teams later on, I bet we get a third Deft Focus, and I bet it's the first one.
That's a good shout. Yeah. It's a good shout. I hadn't thought about that one.
It's also a card that people beg for reprints of already.
Yeah.
Because it only got printed twice.
Yeah, and it was out of print for a long time.
And it was a
Galaxy's Most Wanted, and then it was just like gone. Yeah, it's a good shout. Listeners, viewers, what card do you think would be the first one to get a third art printing? That is a good question. Good question there, Lazy Titan.
Thank you.
All right. So let's go to final thoughts then. Did you say you wanted to go first or second?
I said I would go first.
Shoot from the hip, my man.
Shoot from the hip right off the bat. I'm going to give Ever-Vigilant an 8 out of 10. I think this card is great. I think the art is awesome. I prefer the first one. The second one is fine. It's passable. But I think it loses a little bit of points for that, but it's overall, I think the first one is a great art. I think the theme is great. It loses a little bit because, again, I don't really know why Ever-Vigilant has to be an aerial thing, but sure. I understand trait locking this card for sure, but I don't know if aerial is the one. Plus, aerial already has some flavor losses, but that's fine. And I also think this card is obviously Readying, we talked about, super fun. Everybody loves to ready. Most of my favorite heroes are like multiple ready heroes. Almost none of them are aerial because they don't really have any flying 14 hit point people. Not a lot of bruisers in the sky. And I think this card is very good. I think a ready and 2-threat, it feels like it hasn't been outpaced by time. It feels like it hasn't been power crept too much. 2 costs is about the price of a ready, and you usually get something else for it with a requirement. That's where this sits still. Like it could maybe gone to 3-threat, but I think 2-threat is enough because readying is quite powerful, and it only gets more powerful as we get these conditionings that lets us boost our stats even higher, and stats just get higher as in general. as people start to be able to get 4 or 5 attack with just like straight up cards, I think it becomes more and more useful. And I think it's super good, and I think it's a well above average card.
Yeah. I think this card combos really well with some other stuff. So, like, if you're doing repurpose, then you want to ready as much as possible to take advantage of those readies. If you have a hero who can get really good stats or has a really powerful basic activation,
or an ability like Strange, that's also an exhaust
ability like Strange. He's always the outlier. No, I think this is really good. I think what you said is right. I think this is costed perfectly. I think it has a trait lock that is, like 40% or less of heroes. So you're not going to see it all the time. I think the cost is correct. I think the effect is really good. For me, this is like a 9 out of 10 card. I think this is really, really strong. I'm going to give it 9 hot dogs out of 10.
Okay.
For my favorite aerial hero.
Daredevil.
Who's obsessed with hot dogs. Not Daredevil.
Daredevil loves a Hell's Kitchen dog. He loves a Frankfurter.
He does. I don't know what that accent is, but Daredevil does
kind
love
of Boston
a hot dog.
a little bit. But.
So I'm going to say 9 blind mice out of 10. This is just really good. I'm always excited when this card hits my hand if I'm aerial. Yeah. It does combo really well, like I said, with things that boost your stats. So repurpose, for example, or anything you have that can like boost your stats temporarily. Cards like the Best Offense just came out with the Echo Pack that lets you use your defense stat. You can use your attack or thwart with your defense stat. So you're going to ready and, it's a temporary card. You play that out and you're going to be able to ready up and use that stat more than once. It's really good. I just think this is a really solid card. It's not overpowered. I'm always happy to see it. It does useful stuff. You can, spread it out. So it's 2 threat. If you have a 2/2 hero, for example, you're going to get 2 threat removed from the main scheme and then also be able to do 2 threat or 2 attack. And that's what makes it better than something like For Justice, which is 2 for 4. This is 2 for 4 effectively, but lets you split it up and move it around.
Or if you need to recover. Really, this can heal you. If you ready yourself and flip down and recover, it can do all the things, which is just more versatile. I also think this card was, I don't know if it was the first, but it was around this time in the game when protection started to get its identity as the readying aspect. And I think this card was like kind of the front line of that. Like this is when protection went from being the defending aspect to like the defending, healing, readying, and got its kind of third identity as readying in my turn. Because it used to be like Desperate Defense, you could ready constantly just to defend more. But this is not a defense card. This is one of the first times it was just like, ready yourself. Just do it.
Yeah.
With a little bit of restriction, but just do it. And obviously we've gotten a lot more since then. I think that's cool that we got kind of this is the original, like just ready card.
Yeah. No, it's really good. So I'd say 9 hot dogs out of 10. This is just a really, really solid card overall, and I like the art. The old art is better, but I just will never really use the new art unless have in 2 different decks. But that's really good. LT, anything last to say to the people before we let them go for today?
No, I think that's all my thoughts. I think I've ranted plenty.
Yeah, I have literally no other thoughts. My brain is empty.
Not a single thought.
I appreciate everybody listening, and I even appreciate the new ones watching. If you want to hang out and chat with us some more, go to the People's server on Discord. There is a link down below. There's a lot of people hanging out in there. We also play a lot of webcam games. If you want to play Marvel Champions, but you don't have anyone nearby to play with, or you just want to sit at home in your pajamas and play, come on, hang out with us and play over webcam. It's easier than it sounds. There are how-to guides on the server. It doesn't take much money or time to set up. But yeah, come do that with us. And you can always email me at wittinghandpodcast@gmail.com. I have gotten bad about responding. I admitted that up front. I may not respond to you, but if it's good and you flatter me enough and you massage my ego enough, I will read it on the air. All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching and listening. We will see you next episode 105. We're talking about United We Stand, classic card.
A classic.
That I'm excited to talk about. So we'll see you guys next episode. Bye, everybody.
Later.